Good morning, everybody. It's the show you've all been waiting for, the Carla Marie Show. And I am here by myself because Anthony decided to go get water right before the show started. Ooh, the red lights look orange on the screen and are very glowy in here. I feel like I'm in a infrared sauna. Today is Thursday, October 13th, 2022, and my family arrives today. My mom, my sister, and my niece are currently in the air, about to land. I got to go pick them up as soon as the show ends. I don't think I did anything yesterday other than the morning show podcast and prep for their arrival. And it's not like they require a lot of things, but like I went over above, beyond, left, right, all the things. They have an itinerary. That's one thing. Oh yeah, we all got these shirts. So for Christmas last year, when I gave them the tickets and everything, I got them all these shirts. Mike Meredith, who does all of our logos, designed this for me, and it says Marie's Take Seattle. And the funny thing is, I just did wine because that's, we all drink wine. But this weekend is the wine walk in Ballard, and we're doing the wine walk. So it's like, even though we had to cancel the January trip, there was a little foreshadowing there.
So this is what it's like walking in like Carla Marie, huh?
Isn't it awesome?
Just late, you mosey on in, you
I'm
bring
great
your
at
water
both.
bottle.
I'm great at both.
Oh, man.
I'm
And then
great
you
hosting.
You throw everything off. Oh, I was just going to finish my food because I'm late and I'm like Cleopatra. I like cats. Should I put my headphones on? Who knows? So, what are we dorks talking about?
I was talking about my cool t-shirt
Okay.
that we all have matching.
Wait, what? You made matching t-shirts?
I've been wearing this all morning. We've been awake for so long. The
What does it
second you
say?
saw me, I was wearing this.
Marie, it's got the date. Like, this is going to happen next year, too?
Luckily, we didn't put January because that's when this was from.
Yeah, where's my shirt?
You weren't supposed to be here for the weekend.
That's true. I was going to be I was actually going to go down to SoCal. But flights were insane. I was going to only be there for about 2 days, and flights were going to be $600. And I was like, I can't make that
Fred
happen.
the mailman said there's a poop stain on Tone's shirt. Oh, wait. That's the Yankees logo.
That poop stain has a 1-0 lead. You right there?
I hear a screaming cat.
So let's get into the show. How are we doing today, Carla Marie?
I'm great. My back hurts so bad.
From?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm reverting. I'm trying to go longer between chiropractor appointments because I don't want to go as often as I was going, which was partially because I was recovering from a car accident. But now it's like bad all over again.
Well, first off, shout out to Lisa for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. We're not in a hype train right now, are we?
No.
Doesn't seem like it. So, I also, Carla Marie, have back pain. And I normally don't wake up with back pain, but I decided to sleep on the couch last night. I do that a couple days a week, pretty often, honestly. And I just like sleeping on the couch. But normally, all the cats are upstairs with Carla Marie.
Yep.
For whatever reason, 3 of them decided to sleep right next to me or on top of me. And I felt, I move around a lot when I sleep. And I felt like I was in the weakest restraints possible because I had one cat leaning on a foot, one cat leaning on my upper leg, and Max was right next to me. So I couldn't.
Who did you have? Who were you missing?
Erica. Caroline was the only one that wasn't there.
My girl.
So I
my
was
ride or die.
sleeping on the couch, but I couldn't really move because if I rolled over, I'd probably kill a cat.
Yeah.
And I think that's why my back is a little messed up this morning. Also, as you get older, your back just hurts for no reason.
Okay, here's the thing, though. I think that's why mine hurts today because I didn't have them.
Why?
Because when I have them sleeping around me, I can't move in my sleep. So I'll sleep on my back, which is the number one thing my doctor has told me to do. But without them, I'm like...
I thought you were supposed to sleep on your side with your legs bent and a pillow between. That's
you
like
can
the best.
do that, but back is actually, I think, the best. Amanda Moe said, you guys are too young for these aches and pains. Amanda, I have had this since I was 18, and I'd say this is actually, I feel so much better now than I did then.
I normally
This is just a flare up.
Carla Marie's the old person in this. I normally don't have these issues. I mean, I did like really throw out my back last summer.
Don't you have to go get like your prostate checked tomorrow or something?
I don't think so.
How old are you? You're old.
Not prostate old. Well, I have a prostate. My brother, the big event 64, said I wake up with terrible back pain every day. You should probably get that checked out at some point.
Also, I've been eating pretty clean when it comes to my allergy stuff, except I had soy sauce yesterday, and that could have flared me up.
It could. Let's see. We forget how much we use our back and all of our core muscles. We need to keep it strong. We absolutely do. And that's one of the things I've been trying to do as I go to the gym is focusing on my form a little more and focusing on keeping my core kind of in check.
I think I could have. Yesterday, I worked out next to one of my Orange Theory instructors, and I tried to keep up with him on the rower, and I think that may have been it.
Let's see.
Then I almost threw up.
Shanna FC said, back sleeping makes you snore, though.
Well,
is that true?
Yeah.
I guess it does because you're like,
I don't
head is
snore.
tilted back. Thank you, Mellow FM, for the 200 bits. We are in Hype Train level 4. Got 2.5 minutes left for that. And what shot are we taking if we get to Hype Train level 5 or Boost Train level 5?
Sandstorm?
That one?
Sandpiper, what is it called?
Sandpiper is from Better Call Saul.
Sandpiper's a bird.
Sandbar. Thank you very much, Lisa. Sandbar, very popular spot. Used to be in Jersey City. Also, this shot that
you
we're
would go
taking.
to Sandbar, then Hunka Bunka.
No, those are too far apart.
Too far.
You'd probably do like Pasha. No, you'd probably start at Sandbar, and then you'd go to Pasha like late night. Because Pasha was open
You would
till
go
4.
into the city?
Yeah.
Nah.
Because you didn't really party.
No, but I'm telling you,
You were a
people in the
fake
90s,
partier.
people in the 90s, when they would go to like
Are you kidding me?
Bunka, did not go into New York City. They would just go around to North Jersey.
You'd go to Limelight. You'd go to the Tunnel. You'd go to Latin Quarters was huge.
When my sister gets here today, since she was a teen/21-year-old in the 90s,
Yeah, but
we're going to ask her.
But your family hated New York City.
I don't know if they did. She did then. We can't ask my brother because he literally got drunk, I think, for the first time at his wedding when he was 30-something years old.
Brett from Chattanooga, thank you very much for those 5 gifted Tier 1 subs.
Pour it up.
Let's see. What is this?
Yeah, it said it.
We're in level 5 now?
I saw a 5.
But we're at 63%.
I saw a 5.
No, we're still in 5. We've got to finish 5. Marie. Alphabet City. Hunka Bunka was in Vicky Vitz's hometown. Hunka Bunka, was that Old Bridge?
Oh.
It was on like Route 9. These are all,
Yeah,
for the record, these are all places in New Jersey that were iconic. Not just like random hole-in-the-wall bars. These were places that everybody knew. Sayreville, right. Unicorn Cindy, thank you very much for those 1,000 bits. We got 3% of the way left.
What were the name of the bars in Sayreville other than Hunka Bunka? Because I feel like there was an emo night thing I went to.
There was a Starland Ballroom was down there, which used to be Club Chrome, I believe. Were they the same place?
All right, well, people anywhere else don't care about this conversation. So,
but everyone has those places.
Oh, yeah. Don Gamer said, wow, this show is early. I'm in your time zone for once.
Yeah. What are you doing on the West Coast or somewhere west of where you normally are? JC Detail subscribed with Prime, which I believe took us over the edge. Bam, there we go.
We can go to Bamboo and Karma. That's what they would say in Jersey Shore.
Those were down the shore.
But those didn't.
Oh, there's water everywhere now.
Bamboo and Karma, I feel like, didn't come on the scene until 2000s. They were other bars.
They weren't. Bamboo and Karma became bigger after the show Jersey Shore. They were still there, and people would party at them at those locations. But it wasn't DJs. It wasn't Bar A. It wasn't like the really big. Jenks was a big one. And part of that is because MTV couldn't get a lot of those places to sign off on allowing them to film. It's one of the reasons that spinoff show was it just Snooki and JWoww had their spinoff show in Jersey City?
Yeah.
Hoboken refused to let them film there.
They wouldn't give them a permit. It's crazy.
We did say Karma. DJs and Bar A were the two that I out of the big Jersey Shore bars, the two that I went to most often?
I've been to Bar A maybe twice. Once for a volleyball tournament. I had a sub in for my friend's volleyball
Okay, that's
team.
not what we're
No, but
talking
then we
about.
got wasted afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But I've only been to DJs with you that one time.
Oh man, so when I started in radio, a lot of people who only know me from Seattle might not know this, but I started on the promotions team for a station called 103.5 KTU. And for a while, KTU was the party station. So when like Cascada, Every Time We Touch was a big song, they were the ones that broke it. That kind of like late 90s, early 2000s. And I started working there in 06 when I was in college. So we used to do all these club nights. And even Z100 used to do a lot of club nights at the time, but KTU is known as that station. And we would do... You're just trying to fist pump the whole time? We would do DJs, Sandbar, and another Jersey club like every week, basically.
Wow.
Or every other week.
Yeah,
so I went there a
didn't do
lot.
that. So
DJs was where I saw the craziest bar fight in my entire life.
Martha, that is the most Jersey thing I've ever read. I
What?
saw Cascada at Bliss.
Oh, Bliss. Bliss and Clifton.
What was the one that was? It's now a no, it was JT Sliders. It's now the Ramada Inn. Bumpers?
No, Bumpers. It was by Garden State Plaza?
No, by
Oh.
me.
Because there was a place that used to have a teen night.
My sister will know. It's where she met my brother-in-law on my 5th birthday.
That's funny. Bar A, Beat the Clock was big. But at DJ's, the bar fight that I saw, I was working, and we had this little like stage area, the side stage. It was really just a riser. And we'd put all of our broadcast equipment on that. And we would just kind of hang out there while Bartell that night was hosting. And all of a sudden, we see a little scuffle. And it's only like 10 feet from us. And then the next thing you know, it is a legit Royal Rumble. The bouncers are like holding guys back. And then one of the guys took a swing at a bouncer. And I think he made contact. And that guy's night was definitely ruined after that because they destroyed that man. But I saw someone literally get thrown over the bar. Like, that's how crazy this bar fight was. It was at least 15 to 20 people involved.
I mean, I feel like that happens regularly, though.
It was nuts.
Lisa said, imagine we've been to all these places at the same time and we had no idea.
There's a good chance.
Because Sawyer said Abyss in Jersey. And I remember we did in high school, we rented a limo. And Sayreville, I believe.
Okay.
And we rented a limo and a bunch of us from high school went to Abyss. We were like grinded and stuff.
My sister was a regular at Chrome teen nights. The teen nights were always weird. I only went to like 2 of them. There was one that was like...
Well, it's weird when you're 24.
Okay, well, it was not. I was 13. There was a club that was kind of on the same property as Garden State Plaza, I think. There was a hotel there, and this club was in the lobby of that hotel. If anyone knows... Cheetah? No, Cheetah was in Bloomfield.
I think this is where we are.
All right, we're done. Cheers to you, Carla
Cheers
Marie.
to Bamboo and Kama. Samba.
Thank you to everyone who supported the stream this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Woo!
God, that is something, that one.
You don't like whiskey. And what was it? Apple whiskey in there?
You can't see. I got goosebumps.
Good thing I got my water.
The older Mata is what I'm talking about, but that was in Clifton. Your
All right.
water. All right, we're
Moving
done.
on.
We're done. Oh my God. No one say more things.
Moving on. So, Carla Marie has an authentic
It says
fortune cookie.
Fortune cookie.
But we call it authentic because it is not from Panda Express.
Yeah, it says Rose brand. I thought it said Rosebud for a second. I got very excited. So yesterday I had to get my hair trimmed, and beneath my hair salon is a Chinese food restaurant that I've been wanting to go to, but my hair appointment always runs late and they're closed. They weren't yesterday. So I went. It's pretty good. It's called Chef King, and they gave me a fortune cookie, and I was like, I'm saving this. Well, we're going to find out, Wardo, if it's a fortune or a statement.
Hold on. You're making a mess. This place was just cleaned yesterday. Come on.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Because now you just put it all the way over here. And leave this out for a second. I'm going to get... You look great, sir. It's double as...
What do we got? Is it an actual fortune?
Soon traveling on vacation to a sunny climate will benefit you.
Vegas next weekend? Sunny? I hope.
And this is where we tell you we're all going on a cruise together. Just kidding. Imagine.
We are not.
I would do a cruise like the New Kids on the Block.
Let's just finish what's in your mouth first. Yeah.
Read it again.
I mean, I don't know if this soon traveling on vacation to a sunny climate will benefit you. I guess it's a suggestion. What would we count that as? A fortune?
I don't know, man.
No lucky numbers. How am I supposed to play the lottery? What a scam.
We should do a cruise like New Kids on the Block. We got to talk to Norwegian.
It would have to be a much smaller ship so that we don't feel like we're running around a ghost ship with 30 people. But I would definitely do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Wendy said, I better go get a passport. Yeah, girl. Just think you should have a passport just in case you got to flee this place.
Do you need a passport to go on every cruise?
Yes, because
What if you go to the U.S. Virgin Islands?
Because you could venture into international waters, and also if there's an emergency and they need to dock somewhere else, you always need one.
Yeah, I wonder if we can convince Elvis to do a cruise and we'll like tag on.
The Elvis Duran in the Morning Show family cruise with Carla Marie and Anthony.
Yes.
Okay.
Attended by Carla Marie and Anthony. Oh, wait, you can use your real ID for that? No? Yes or no? There's people
I
in the
think
chat.
that was when I said in case you need to flee this place.
Can I use my real ID to get into Canada? Or do I need a passport to get into Canada?
No, you could have used your real ID, I think.
I took my passport
I
like
got to
a
get
big
mine.
dummy.
I was waiting, though. I didn't like the way my cheeks looked for a bit
For what?
to get a new license photo. Unless they use my old one, which I don't think they'll do. I had pink hair. It was cute.
I think they should probably update your picture. A couple things we got to talk about. So we got through Carla Marie's authentic fortune cookie. It wasn't any better than the Panda Express fortune cookie, in my opinion. Davante Adams.
You know what? This is where sports with the Z pisses me off. Because
Okay.
everyone's got to ruin the fun. It's a game, people.
Explain.
Davante Adams, who is a wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, had a little temper tantrum after the game on Monday night because he and his fellow teammate ran into each other like a bunch of dodos and missed the ball. Like literally just boom, and the ball fell when they could have scored a game-winning touchdown. So he went, boom, I'm so mad, walked to the sidelines and shoved a photographer. And after shoving that photographer, the photographer went to the doctor, hospital, unsure where, to find out that he had possibly a mini concussion, some headaches, and other sore things. Whiplash was another thing.
So for the people who may have not seen.
No, they're not paying us.
I know. I'm muting it. Relax.
Oh, that would be a fun thing to have, though.
What?
Easy mounts.
All right. Skip ad.
Oh. No, we're not watching
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, this is good footage. I've never seen this
footage.
one. Okay.
Is it on the screen for everybody?
It will be in a second.
I can't deal with this part. I understand you're angry.
Let's put this on the screen here.
But as a recent baseball player said, we're playing a kid's game. The guy who comes out the SpongeBob.
I don't know who that is.
He said it's a kid's game.
Let me put this over
Aaron Judge
here.
just
There's
said
a lot that I got to do here. There we go.
DJ Dallas, those are all your notes for everyone.
I know. They're not on the screen yet.
DJ Dallas from Seahawks says all the time, we're just having fun. You just got to have fun. Win or lose.
What the heck is going on here? Give me 2 seconds. There we go. I needed to update. So, let's put this on the screen.
That whole thing like that?
Yeah.
Is there sound?
There will be.
Misdemeanor assault charge. It comes from this incident we've now seen several times after the Raiders' loss in Kansas City Monday night. Adams, as you can see, shoves a photographer to the ground as he faces a Receiver Davante Adams faces a misdemeanor assault charge. It comes from this incident we've now seen several times after the Raiders' loss in Kansas City Monday night. Adams, as you can see, shoves a photographer to the ground as he heads to the locker room. Court documents.
So,
okay, but I feel so bad for this guy.
For the photographer?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Davante Adams claims the guy jumped out at him. These are your people. This team.
I know. Listen, and I think Davante Adams is one of the best wide receivers out there. I'm a fan of him on the team. He messed up.
How much did we looked up how much he weighed?
216 pounds.
And that guy probably
He's 6'1",
weighs
216, a pro athlete, probably unbelievably strong and fast.
I'd say the guy he chucked weighs 140 max.
I mean, I don't know. That's 140 is pretty light.
You see that guy?
I don't know. And then Davante. So here's one of my problems, and this is what happens with a lot of public apologies, is they're straight up garbage. Let me look up his actual apology and read it.
I said to
you.
Anthony, what would have happened if someone did that to me? Like
You,
my body.
I mean, you'd be in way worse shape than that guy was.
Yeah, especially if I woke up today in this much pain.
All right, so I guess during the press conference after the game, Davante Adams said, "Before I say anything, I want to apologize to the guy running off the field, and he ran and jumped in front of me. I'm coming off the field, and I bumped into him and pushed him. You did not. You only pushed him. You didn't bump into him." Then he continues, "I think he ended up on the ground. So I want to say sorry to him because that was just frustration mixed with him running in front of me, and I shouldn't have responded that way. And that's how I initially responded. I want to apologize to him for that."
Let's victim blame.
And that's the thing. You could have just said, "I messed up. I shouldn't have done that."
Here's what happens when you bump into someone.
You say sorry?
You bump into someone, you're like, "Oh, sorry," and then you keep going. He literally checked him and looked at him.
And that's the thing. He didn't bump into him and then push him. He just extended his hands and shoved the guy to the ground.
I think he ended up on the ground. Okay. So now there's a court date. I think it's November 10th because he's been charged with misdemeanor assault. And the NFL hasn't even said what they're doing yet. Because think about it. These guys get fined for thrusting in the end zone when they score a touchdown. He's going to get in trouble for this.
I would definitely, if I was the commissioner of the NFL, at least 1 game suspension.
100%.
And your pay gets suspended for that game as well.
Did you... I just blanked out. Oh, you were telling me about Stephen A. Smith and what he was saying?
Yeah, let me look it up. He made 1 good point in a bunch of bad ones.
Stephen A. Smith is a SportsCenter host.
An ESPN host, yeah.
What's the show?
Where is his show? What is his show called now? First Take? No.
Timeout something with all the little games.
I don't even know what his show is called anymore. Where is... Oh, here it is.
I can't listen to that. I try to watch that show, but it's a bunch of old dudes screaming.
Stephen A. Smith, Davante Adams. Let's see if we can find...
I like the other guy's show. Tony
Reale?
What if you could get...
God. These ads, am I right?
No, but that's how we make money.
Not off that
No,
YouTube
I'm just
ad.
saying. Ooh, what is that, though? Is that a home composter?
I don't know.
Ask for that for Christmas. Write it down. Loan me composter.
All right, here we go.
1 game suspension.
Oh, wait.
1 game suspension. Expect it. Just take it from me. Expect it.
Yeah.
I will tell you that's no indictment against Davante Adams' character. By all accounts, a good brother.
We're definitely not supposed
Very
to do this.
conscientious. Face of the franchise because we know he's the best player on that franchise.
Right.
We understand that he's the best receiver in football in all likelihood. He's a special talent. He ain't that kind of dude. This is not a reason to character assassinate him in any way, and that's certainly not what I'm trying to do. What you have to do, however, if you're the league, is to remind
This isn't the take.
everybody, no matter how upset you are.
You said he was like, he's
Paparazzi
mad.
flashing the camera in front of your
Someone
face
probably
after
had a
you just
conversation
ran
with
into
Stephen
your
A.
own
Smith.
teammate.
I do think, let me find the original take, because I do think this is a take.
That's just 2 days ago, Tones.
We have some news here in Diverse Take. Raiders receiver Davante Adams has been issued a citation for misdemeanor
take?
assault in connection with shoving an ESPN freelancer following the loss to the Raiders on Monday night.
So obviously, there
ESPN
play out in totality.
freelancer. Yeah, that guy is going to go ham.
This is a money grab. I'm
This
accusing
is
the
it.
guy that. You're damn right it is.
Hold on.
now as well.
What?
Delete that ad.
Delete what ad? Oh, this thing? Okay. So this is what I saw yesterday.
First by Davante Adams, but also I'm sure that the NFL is going to look at protocol when these dudes are exiting the field now as well.
Okay, I appreciate that sentiment. We don't disagree because you're right about everything that you said. But there's a couple of things that you left out, so I'll say it. I ain't got to hesitate. I'm allowed to look and see something and come to an opinion. This is a money grab. I'm accusing the guy that. You're damn right it is, okay? You got pushed to the ground. You got right back up. The next thing you know, you at the police department. And now, you filing some charges, okay? Please, ain't nobody foolish. It's a money grab. That's what it is, okay? That's a point number one. Point number two about the NFL and its protocols and making sure there's nobody in the way of the players, that's true too. But let's also take into account that even though I believe this to be a money grab, the fact of the matter is just my belief. The fact of the matter is that Davante Adams had no business doing what he was doing.
So
Okay.
the way he started, yes, could it be a money grab? I mean, yeah, the guy's going to try to get some money out of you, but you should have been smarter than throwing him to the ground.
Okay. I can tell you right now, if anyone, whether it was a on the field at a game and a giant man shoved me or a coworker at iHeartRadio shoved me, that's your workplace. I would 100% be lawyering up and figuring out what to do because that is unacceptable. You said it to me the other day. That's workplace assault.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part is because I saw someone online saying, oh, photographers get run into all the time on the sidelines or
That's different.
stepped on in NBA games. That's totally different because that actually is in the line of work. There are mistakes that they're not mistakes. There are times when you're in someone's way as they're falling, and there's clearly nothing they can do about that. And that's part of the risk you take as a sideline reporter or photographer.
Yeah.
That was completely different.
Right.
That was a guy going out of his way to shove you to the ground. And this is where I understand if people say it's a money grab, but what else is that guy supposed to do? Just eat it? Just eat the disrespect of being shoved to the ground for no reason? Because I'll tell you what he's not going to do.
You can't really, well, I guess you can, but you can't really do charges on disrespect.
But he's not going to get up because if that happens in the real world with like-sized human beings, there's a fight,
Yeah.
right?
And that guy's
But that guy's not going to get up and fight Davante Adams. There's nothing he can do physically to
If
rebuttal.
That happens to me at a game, and it's another team because Seahawks would never do that. I'm gonna get up and push that guy back. I'm gonna take his helmet and throw his butt to the ground.
I'm sure you would.
Your brother said, which collision was more costly for Davante, the cameraman or with his teammate Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah, Hunter Renfro's collision isn't going to cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars. How much do you think this guy? I don't know anything about
Hang on.
court cases like that. But how much do you think he can make? But continue, and then we'll go back to how much.
I don't know because there's public shame involved. He could probably make $100,000.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
We 2 weeks ago or whatever it was talked about Tom Brady and his temper tantrum at work, and it turned into crying at work. That whole thing.
Yeah.
We're not going down that path again. But this is on par.
This is different. This is totally different. But the only reason why they're both tantrums, they're both poor reactions to your play on the field and the results. Although I think didn't Brady win that game?
I don't know.
In the end?
Listen.
Here's the difference. Tom Brady slammed an iPad down or a Microsoft Surface tablet down on the ground. That's an inanimate object.
Yes.
It doesn't have feelings.
No, you're right on that. I'm just
This
saying.
guy, Davante Adams, shoved a human being who was doing his job to the ground. And they can talk about NFL protocol all the time and letting players leave the field. Players leave the field at different times. It's not like there's this uniform, everyone file out. They're talking to the press, they're shaking hands, they're talking to old teammates, whatever.
Or if you're DK Metcalf, you get carted off because you have to go poop.
Yeah. So I don't even know what the protocol would be. So photographers can't cross an imaginary line after the game's over? Let's see. My brother said he's going to have a cool $100K in his account next week.
No, he's
well, he's
saying
got to wait until November.
He said everyone's feeling bad for this cameraman. He's got a cool story to tell for life.
Yeah. as long as he gets money. Otherwise, you're just the chump that Davante Adams pushed to the ground for no reason.
I hadn't seen his face until that moment, but
I will say, as
no,
someone
this
who's,
was Davante Adams from the Raiders. I was referencing 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Apparently, DK Metcalf in the middle of the game had a poop, and they took him off the field. And he wasn't taken off in a stretcher. He just sat in the back of the little truck, and they took him to the bathroom because it's so much. I tell you, that walk 100 yards, it's far.
well, also people make way for you when you're in that truck,
Yeah.
that tram or whatever cart.
But I always wonder that, man. What if you got to poop or pee in the middle of a game?
You just go.
All that equipment, and
You
then
just go.
you're pooping with that whole thing on top of you.
There was one more thing I wanted to say about the Davante Adams
I might
situation, and now I can't.
Well,
I
I
can't
might
think
ask
of it.
DK. So if you have to poop in the middle of the game, you're sitting there with your shoulder pads on, just pooping.
I'm trying to think back to when I played football, and I only played for a season. I don't think there was ever a time where I had to go number 2 at least with pads on.
You can say poop.
I don't want to. I can, but I can also just say number 2. I definitely peed with pads on. Before you go out to the field, you're like, all right, let me just empty the tank.
Yeah,
here.
but that's easy. There's
Yeah.
something weird about saying
Let's see. Whenever a player is taken out due to illness, it usually means they went to the bathroom.
Someone the other day was.
Oh yeah, Lamar Jackson last season. He didn't he actually miss a couple plays
I don't know.
because
That
he
guy,
ran back. He sprinted to the locker room, pooped, and came back.
that man needs to go see a doctor then.
Jen from Jersey City said, "My husband says they peed in their pants all the time during the game. All the time seems excessive."
Okay, Dana and Maryland, I cannot agree with this. Sorry, Anthony, I didn't mean to kick you at all. She said, if this was paparazzi and a celebrity pushed the photographer, would we be sympathetic to the photographer?
No.
The difference is that those photographers are in public taking. If this happened in public and Davante Adams pushed the photographer, wouldn't think twice about it. This is technically right a coworker at their place of work.
Yeah, he was hired by ESPN. He was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And Davante Adams, as one of the highest paid wide receivers, or maybe the highest, not the highest paid wide receiver right now, but one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league, should be smart enough. He's a veteran to know that part of your job is what happens on the field, and part of your job is everything that happens away from the field. And you're not necessarily free from the media until you leave the stadium. And there are going to be people there. There's security guards. There's press. There's so many people on a football field.
Well, the quote I think of all the time is what you've told me, what Dennis Rodman, what he said.
Yeah, if you watched the Last Dance documentary on ESPN or Netflix, he says something. There's a scene where Dennis Rodman is in their training facility, in their gym, and he's surrounded by reporters. And he says, "I would play basketball for free." He goes, "I get paid for all of this." And he starts pointing to all of the reporters and all the photographers.
Yeah.
I get paid to deal with all of you. I would play basketball for free.
Lenny from Queens says, in New York City, the MTA calls it train traffic or technical issues when they need to pee or poop.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Thank you, Dana.
What?
She's saying, I don't think what he did was right, but I also don't think charging him with assault makes any sense.
I just don't know what else you would charge him with is the problem. Right? Because he did. I mean, it is by definition assault. And I don't know if there's a lesser charge that you can actually take to court. And if there's a legal expert in here, feel free to weigh in.
Can the charges get, I don't know how legal works. Where's Justin? Can the charges get dropped and the guy still get money?
They can settle out of court, probably.
That's what's going to happen.
All right.
Exactly.
We've talked about Davante Adams a little too long. We're going to move on from that and move on to emojis that Gen Z wants banned.
I don't know anything about this. Let's see if I agree.
So I found this article yesterday. Let me, where is it? There we go. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Here we go. So this all started, I guess, with a Reddit thread about a Gen Zer saying that he or she wishes the thumbs up emoji would be banned.
What's their reasoning?
Their reasoning is because they think it's passive aggressive, and a lot of times it's used, I guess, on Teams or Slack chats. with their older coworkers, and they can never tell if the coworker is being sarcastic or
the way you interpret emoji and emoji, I don't care what happens next, is your own fault. It's your own interpretation. There is no dictionary for emojis. So whatever you think an emoji is what you think it is.
Also,
there was the whole thing where they thought the crying one was crying laughing, and it was really someone sobbing.
Yeah, but either way, it's good. You can use it for crying. Because people will say, like, oh my God, I'm crying, like as
No,
I'm laughing
like
thing.
it's supposed to be sad emoji. There's the laugh sideways crying one.
So here are some of the comments on this Reddit thread about just specifically the thumbs up emoji. For younger people, the thumbs up emoji is used to be really passive aggressive, says a 24-year-old Redditor.
Thumbs up.
It's super rude if someone just sends you a thumbs up, they added. So I also had a weird time adjusting because my workplace is the same.
That's funny. Well, we grew up, and I tell you right now, when in Orange Theory, when they're like, after you like do a hard part of the work, it's like, all right, like say something to your neighbor or whatever the hell they say. I don't even know what it is. I always look over and I'm like, every class. So I don't think anyone's really younger than me, and if they are, they're probably like, this bitch.
Another one said, I only use it sarcastically, though sometimes I'm not even sure if the irony comes across. And I guess this, from the article, what I'm understanding is there's a generation of people that use the thumbs up sarcastically. And because they have used it sarcastically for so long, when people in the workplace, because that's what this article talks about a lot, use it normally, they get offended.
I think you have to use the emoji with the text around it, right? You have to use context clues for emojis, because if you're arguing with someone and they start sending you emojis, that is a douche move. Because start sending you thumbs up, because that's like, okay, dude, okay, yep, you're right.
Let's see. A survey of 2,000 people conducted by Perspectus Global showed the majority of people between the ages of 16 and 29 believe that you are officially old if you use the thumbs up or heart emoji.
I use heart all the time.
And I guess for some reason,
I don't even.
It's later on in this article, they also want the red heart emoji taken away and replaced with a pink heart.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what that's about.
They can suck it.
The okay hand.
I don't even use that.
The check mark.
I don't use check mark. I don't use poop.
The poop emoji, loud crying face, monkey covering eyes, clapping hands. Why can't I use the clapping hands emoji?
How else am I gonna do this in my? How else am I gonna enunciate?
Lipstick kiss mark. I don't know if I've ever used that one. And the grimacing face.
What is the one I used to hate?
These are all emojis that I guess that age group wants canceled.
Okay, well, guess what, Gen Z? This means, how are you today?
And they blame it on, I guess, working with Gen Xers. So millennials, we're safe if you're a millennial.
I have one that I don't like. I would like to be canceled.
What is that?
It's this guy. Oh, I think it's the guy that's, where'd he go? I lost him. Don't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's him. He's like got the straight line, and he's like looking at you.
The Rock, the people's eyebrow?
Basically, but he's like, eh. That's how I picture that.
Okay. But again, just because you picture it that way doesn't mean no one else can use the emote.
A hundo P. What's
so,
this guy?
I'm torn because now all the articles that are coming out are like, oh, Gen Z ruined this. Gen Z is ruining this. Gen Z is canceling this. And some of those articles annoy me. But at the same time, as a millennial who had to deal with like, oh, millennials killed Applebee's. Millennials killed the doorbell. Millennials killed this for years. I mean, even up until 2 years ago, when the pandemic first took off and
we were getting
people were going
down
down to spring break. They're like, oh, all these millennials are going to spring break. We're like, yo, millennials are 40.
We have children.
What are you talking about? So as a millennial
it's nice to see this.
It's nice, but I also I feel for them a little bit.
I do. And you know what? I say most times I agree with Gen Z. When people are like, oh, Gen Z's bringing back this style. I'm like, shut up. You just also bought that style.
Yeah.
I'm like, please no one tell Gen Z about low-rise jeans. And someone already told them.
Oh, yeah, they know.
But I would like to prank Gen Z. And I think we should start telling them that thin eyebrows are where it's at.
They'll do it.
Bring it back, guys. Bring it back.
They'll do it soon enough.
Good luck.
They'll
10
shave
years.
they'll shave their eyebrows off, and then they'll take the little pencil and go like that. Is that what like
It
girls
took-
used to do then?
It took like 10 years for me to grow my eyebrows back.
Yeah.
And I'm
look
one
at
of the
how
lucky
and look
ones.
at how glorious they are now.
I'd say the thing I get complimented on the most in my whole life are my eyebrows.
There you go. The other thing that I always, every time I see one of these articles, and I guess there actually was a study that accompanied this article, but a lot of times it's one lazy reporter or journalist taking one Reddit thread
Yep.
and being like, ooh, Gen Z loves eating cardboard because I saw this one person on Reddit talk about eating cardboard.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a thing because everyone's so offended by everything they see on the internet. It's like, no, that was one person who made a post and 4 people who liked it.
Yeah. It's
That doesn't mean the whole generation
don't get me
is
started
doing it.
on journalism. Because I tell you right now, if all these people were told, oh, there's no more internet, you have to go to a newsroom and you have to go physically to interview people and find people and get sources and call them and knock on doors like I literally had to do in college when I was there 12 years ago, they would not be doing these articles.
So what I would like to see real quick, because I know we have to wrap up. Carla's got to go pick up her family from the airport in about 10 minutes. Type the generation that you belong to in the chat. Because I would assume that most people here are Gen, what are we, millennials or Gen Y, I guess? Yeah. Millennials or Gen X. I think that's probably where everyone.
Michael's Gen Z? No, he's not.
Audrey is Gen Z. No, Michael's not.
Oh, sorry.
What?
The orange threw me off because
Oh.
Michael was orange. It was just being a dick.
So, how would you pronounce the X?
I think isn't it Zennial?
But Zennial makes it sound like it's also Gen Z, not
Oh.
Millennial and Gen X.
What does Z stand for? Des.
Oh,
Des
Des
is
is
our
a
only
Gen
Gen Z,
Zer?
I think. I knew
Well,
she
no,
was.
Audrey as well.
Oh. We got 2.
Gen X, Millennial. Yeah, see, it seems like most people are Gen X, Millennial.
I mean, you have a whole song.
What?
Generation X. Generation Next. Yeah, but it was.
That was a Spice Girls song,
but
wasn't it,
was
with Pepsi?
after. It was for them.
It was for Pepsi?
I believe it was for Gen X, though.
So Gen Z
Maybe not, that
starts
wouldn't
in
make sense.
1996, according to Desiree.
So my nieces were born in 96, but they consider themselves millennials. They're cusp.
Let's see. Generational
What's it like? You must have middle
Breakdown.
child syndrome being on the cusp.
by year.
You
Let's
don't
see
know-
what we got.
You just, who do you go with? Gabrielle and Alyssa say they're millennials.
Well,
No,
are
it's-
they or do they say?
No, it says 1997 there. Typical Gen Z. Des, thinking you were right. No, what is it?
Here, let's. I'm going to put this on the screen as
Oh,
well.
no. It says, well, is this official? It says
So
95.
this is according to careerplanner.com. Which generation are you? If you're, let's see. Let's go to the ones that we
I
need to
hate
care about.
and love that it's iGen.
I mean, it makes sense. 95 to 2012 is Gen Z. Millennials, 1980 to 1994. Gen X, also known as Baby Bust, as opposed to, like, is that, I don't want to, I'm not going to say what I,
But they had kids. I
no, because Baby Boomers then gave way to Baby Bust.
don't know.
That's
I'm
weird.
confused because I don't think that Gen Z starts in 95. That's not right.
Why not?
Because I can tell you right now, I've heard 96, 97. I've never heard 95.
I mean, it's close enough where
Go
I'm just
to a
going to
real
say who
website
cares.
like Wikipedia.
All right.
Because
let's-
yeah, 95 is definitely a millennial. Who names this stuff? I know we go by letter, obviously, but like who, like Baby Boom? Who was the first person to be like, "Here's a Baby Boom"?
According to Wikipedia, is there a chart? Give me a chart, Wikipedia. You gonna read that?
Yeah, hold on. See, this says Gen Z 97.
Yeah.
So what's the effect? Who do we ask?
I don't know. It's a great question. But I want to go
Oh my
back
God,
into the chat real
I
quick.
used to have graphs like this all the time in my No, what was the class at Rutgers? Genealogy, but it was about aging. Genealogy would make sense. It was a class about aging. It was so cool.
I'm not a cusp. I'm actually like pretty clearly in millennial.
Yeah, he's 85. I'm 88. This alpha generation, man. I don't know what to expect from these kids.
So alpha is when? Born in the early 2010s?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have opinions yet. I mean, they do. They're just not valid.
I think they're going to be the best ones.
I don't know. There's conflicting information out there. Because the one book that I'm listening to right now is called Range. And it actually talks about how on tests that have been created to gauge a person's general understanding of the world, like not specific facts, just their problem-solving abilities and things like that, generationally, it gets better every single time they do it. Because newer generations just have more information and know how to draw comparisons between all of it. But then, for example, the story I did today in the Morning Show podcast was this past graduating class, 2022, had the worst ACT scores in the last 30 years. And a lot of that was due to the fact that their whole high school career was thrown into shambles because of the pandemic.
And test taking is for dummies.
Well, and there's also research that says
I hate
those standardized tests don't do anything
No.
to figure out if a student has learned anything in high school. It does help them figure out how much money the parents spent to prepare them for that test.
So two things. Claire said, this is random, but has anyone done the 23andMe test? I have.
I've not.
I'm obsessed with like my results and going through them and finding new family members and all the medical side of it. It's a lot of fun. But Martha said, Anthony, you are the same age as her husband, Mikey.
Okay.
Which makes me think, I mean, Jake and Zach are how old? That would be like you having a 8 and...
It's possible, yeah.
I know, but could you imagine?
No. I couldn't. I don't want to. But it's possible, absolutely.
Martha's husband played...
I mean, you could also have kids at this age.
Oh, my mom had... At my age, my mom had a...
They're 7 and 5.
7 and 5. My mom had a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old at my age.
Oh, by my age, my dad had all 3 of us already. All
Yeah,
me,
but
me and my
they
brothers.
weren't 15 and 17.
No.
And she
No.
was about to pop out another one. Like, what? I'd have kids that were taller than me at this point. Martha said you'd literally play Pokemon all day. Wait, so Martha's husband was in my favorite episode of the Morning Show podcast ever when we played, it was either 2 Second Tunes or Cover Lovers.
Mhm.
And it was Come On Eileen. And he
It was
said,
Cover Lovers marching band, I believe.
But he said, what? I keep
Come on, Alan? No. Martha will tell us in a couple seconds in the chat.
I laugh and I don't even know what he said because it was so absurd.
Side note, according to Audrey, the only G, the stream says Carla Marie and Anthon show. That was my fault.
That's right.
But Carla Marie has made 2 typos in the Morning Show podcast description, back-to-back days.
Did you fix it?
I fixed yesterday's. I'm going to fix today's when we're off the stream.
Why didn't you tell me that 3 hours ago?
Because I was getting stuff ready.
Unbelievable.
I was having technical
He
difficulties.
said, come on, Ali.
Ali?
Come on, Ali. I love it, though. Like, that's what that man's been singing.
We all have those songs, though. We all have songs that we have been singing
Well, I'm
incorrectly
apparently
forever.
singing Generation X instead of Next, so.
Yeah. Angela said I had my kids at 20 and 22, which is why people think Des and I are sisters sometimes.
Well, Des then said, her daughter, I tell my people that my mom is twice my age, and they look at me like I'm lying. That just tells that my mom is young and cool.
What are you looking up here?
I'm just going to be
You're
old.
not going to do it. Come on. Pull yourself together here. You're going to fix a typo now in the middle of the podcast or a stream, whatever we're doing here?
I am going to be an old parent at this point. There's no turning back.
What? Oh, as an old. I thought you were talking about what you were doing here. Yeah, I mean, there's no other option at this point.
Unless we live to
You're already
100.
47.
Just going to have my cats. It's fine. Yeah,
Well-
we're like, if I have a kid now, it's considered a geriatric pregnancy. Like, can we pick a better name? Like a mature pregnancy?
I mean, you could. Oh, that's true. Carla Marie does have to get to the airport. It's 9 o'clock already.
Well, I got to change my sheets really quick.
When do your family members land?
Last I checked, it was 10. But they ain't moving fast off that airplane. I can promise you that.
All right, well, we are going to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. This was a phenomenal
No,
week
9:55.
here on the Carlin and Anthony Show on Twitch. We appreciate you all hanging out, getting us this far into our October sub goal, and we will be back on Monday. Peace out. The Morning Show podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts.
We don't even know where we're going to be streaming from Monday, though. This
We'll
is going to
figure
be
it
a
out.
bedroom.